Hello and welcome back to the Restaurant Show. My name is Ryan Ashker and today we have a very special guest joining us. She's a judge on Bravo's Emmy-winning series Top Chef. She's contributed to several cookbooks. You've seen her in GQ, People Magazine, TV Guide, really all over the place. And I'm very happy to join the Restaurant Show right now, Gail Simmons. Gail, thanks for joining us here today. How are you doing?
Thanks for having me, Ryan. It's great to be here.
Well, we really appreciate it, and I want to get right into it. What can you tell us a little bit about some of your inspiration? We have a lot of different restaurant owners, cooks come on this program here. Where do you get some of your inspiration for new restaurants and new dishes?
You know, there's so many resources out there right now on how to find new restaurants. Sometimes I actually find it can be overwhelming. I take inspiration from a lot of different sources. I look at crowdsourcing sites, bloggers, food writers, local newspapers and magazines, and I also really love to use social media as a resource. I find that if I look to some of the really trusted sources that I love on Instagram, for example, a chef, a writer, a blogger whose voice and taste I tend to like, then it's really great to find out where they're eating, and every time they post something that looks delicious, I write it down, I make a little note so that when I need inspiration for a new restaurant or a new dish, I have it right at the ready.
That makes a lot of sense. I know whether I have a great or poor experience when I go out, you know, that's one of the things you'd put on Twitter or something that I highly recommend going here. Let's avoid this place altogether.
And if I have a really great dish, I'm often going to take advantage of it by taking a picture of it and posting it because I'm really excited by it. And that not only is really nice to do for the restaurant if the picture's good, but it tells so many people so that then you end up, you know, your fans and followers and friends ends up seeing it and they now know to try that experience. There's also so many restaurant deals to take advantage of right now, which I think really help get people out dining more and making sure that they're getting value for their restaurant experience. I'm partnering with Chase Freedom Credit Card, and right now through June 30th, they're actually offering 5% cash back on all restaurant spending across the country. So that's just a really great inspiration to go out and eat. Try something new. You can't go wrong because you know you're getting a great deal on it.
That is great inspiration. So seeing that they have that great deal going on, I might be a little bit more inclined to go out. And if I'm going to do that, and I want to plan a special night with the lady, something kind of romantic, something fun, what's something I can do or call ahead to the restaurant to make that night even just a little bit more extra special for us?
Sure. You know, I think people don't take advantage of this enough. Restaurants are in the business of hospitality, as you know, and if you give them advance warning, they're often really happy to accommodate special needs, special occasions. They're proud that you're celebrating with them, and if they can do something to make it extra special, they're going to do that so that you recommend it and so that you come back again to eat there. Whenever I'm going out for, let's say, a special date night or a birthday, an anniversary, or I'm eating with a big group, I make the reservation in advance, and then I always make sure to give them as much information as I can. If someone has a dietary restriction or an allergy, if I know that I want a quiet booth in the corner or I want a big table in their private room, I always let them know and talk to them about ideas they might have to make it a special experience, a special dessert, a candle on the cake, anything they can do. And you'd be surprised at how often chefs and restaurants are really happy to respond because they're in the business of making you happy, of feeding you and giving you a great time out.
That makes sense. I might have to write you a thank you letter after my next date night out after that advice.
There you go. Good idea. Never hurts.
So tell us a little bit about, you mentioned some of the experts and you love to follow social media, Instagram, some other things to find new restaurants or dishes that you may like. So how do those experts or people you trust, how are they able to find these new kind of hotspots?
Well, I think there's lots of ways. I mean, word of mouth is very powerful, and these days, word of mouth means social media, means getting the word out, and you can reach so many people that way. So I follow people not only in the city I live in, but in cities across the world, and everyone travels these days. The world is such a small place that I hear about restaurants in New York every day from all different sources, or I hear about, you know, restaurants wherever I'm traveling. It's really easy to go online and not only look up curated lists and local lists of where to eat, but find bloggers and restaurant guides, travel guides. Another great way, actually, I find to get inspiration on where to eat and go somewhere new is when I get to a new destination, don't just ask your concierge. They often have a lot of great resources, but ask the locals. Ask a shopkeeper if you're out shopping for the day. Ask a taxi driver, or if you find a restaurant that you love, ask the waiter or the chef at that restaurant where they eat on their days off. Because if you like the restaurant food where they're working, they can probably direct you to places that are like-minded and similar.
Makes a whole lot of sense. Learning so much from you here today. So for me or some of my viewers, how might we able to be finding some more advice or some more tips from you in the future?
Well, I have lots of great tips on Chase Freedom's Facebook page. You can go there and find tons of ways to take advantage of dining out this summer. And that's what I recommend you do.
So check it out. Gail, thank you so much for joining us here on the Restaurant Show today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a blast.
Hey, Gail Simmons, thank you so much for coming on the Restaurant Show. Check it out, Chase Freedom. A lot of great tips from Gail to let you know where you're going to eat on your next adventure out. We'll be right back with more of the Restaurant Show after this.